Hey, beeps. I just got him yesterday. I'm so excited. So, this is Danielle, your Celestial Piper, Soldier of the Watch. I have not been on in a while. Surprise, surprise. I do that from time to time. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. Um, so, I came on here because I wanted to let you know what's going on with me, with this channel. I am so proud of the 600 plus subscribers that I have on this channel. It is pretty awesome. And I thank you all for your support. I am going to be taking a little break from this channel. I started a new channel called Celestial Divine Design, and that's Divine Divine, and it's Celestial Divine Design Corner. To focus more on my art and crafts and things like that, because that's what I'm really passionate about. There are a lot of truth channels on here, and they are awesome. They do all the required research they do, um, and and they're passionate about it. And it takes a lot of time to really do the research. Um, I just think it's time for me to step back a little. Now, I am not taking this channel down. Um, because I may like to come in and talk about some things that are going on. You know, if you want to listen to it, sure. You know, plus I don't want to let down all you guys that subscribed to my channel and showed me love and all that stuff. And so I am not going to take it down. The other problem is that YouTube is making it really, really hard for all channels, not just truther channels, to be able to speak on things. I mean, even in the arts and crafts world, you can't say certain words because it flags you. So maybe they were focused on the truther channels when they put certain words in the algorithm in order to demonetize and take videos down. However, they're hurting other channels, so that have nothing to do with the truther community. So it makes it rough. Yes. That's another thing. Plus, I'm going through some things. I'm having a bad day today. I'm feeling pretty down in the dumps, and it's really hard to be motivated to do the things I need to do. And I'm sure a lot of you can understand that deal with depression, that deal with autoimmune diseases and chronic pain and all that wonderful stuff. But I can tell you right now, and I'm going to try not to cry about it. I'm very upset with uh, the main news right now. They had to get away from the whole virus thing, so now they got a new agenda and they're back with the whole let's divide and conquer through race and ethnicity and stuff. And guys, we're falling right into their frickin' hands. All of us. I don't care if you think you're not or not. We all are. I have. Okay? First of all, hate does not, it doesn't make things better. Hate on hate and all, I just, it makes my brain. I replied to a comment from a friend who happens to be African American. I used to work with her years ago. She's really fun. She's funny. I mean, she's still the same person that I worked with. She's very, very strong-minded individual. I've always had a lot of respect for her. And the majority of the time, most people, unless they're complete morons, I have a lot of respect for her. It really, really, it really takes a lot for me to really dislike someone. Really does. Because I choose to try to love people and accept them for who they are. Well, she put a post up, and being African American, she's really angry with this whole situation. I kind of got on a little bit of a soapbox rant with her, and it had nothing to do with going against what she was saying. Apparently, she took it that way, and so that kind of breaks my heart and upsets me. And I'm so done with. I'm too sensitive of a soul to go back and forth with people on sensitive subjects. I just can't. Basically, the gist of my comment was that we're playing into the hands of this mainstream media who are puppets being used to divide us. And that's exactly what's happening. And, I made some points, not saying that the guy that, hurt this poor man, Floyd, I think his name is. I'm horrible at names, so that doesn't mean I don't care about what happened to the individual and the family. In fact, it makes me angry because what that officer did was wrong. It was wrong in so many ways, whether it was racial or not, it was wrong. And if you add the racial part in there, it makes it even worse. And he's not only at fault, the rest of the officers that were with him are just as bad as far as I'm concerned. It is wrong. And is there racism? Yes, there is. So I am not denying that whatsoever. But there was an African American pastor that I saw that he really brought it to light. We don't know what was in that police officer's heart. Okay. Now he very well could be a racist. And he very well could have killed a black man because he was a black man. Okay. And I'm just using those words because pretty much is what it was said to me. Very well. Could have been. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was his motivation. I also think he was a power hungry asshat. That's putting it nicely. See, back in the day, I wanted to be a police officer. I'm glad I wasn't. I just got too big of a heart. In some ways, that's a great quality to have, being an officer. In other ways, it's going to break you. I mean, one comment back because she didn't understand what I was saying broke my heart. It did. It makes me want to cry. And that's because I love people. Now, I say ooh people all the time, like, ooh, I don't want to be around people. Because even though I may come off extrovert, I'm more of an introvert. I like to avoid crowds. I like to avoid people because I'm an empath. And it hurts. Anyway, let me get to my point. I feel bad for that family. They lost their son. It doesn't matter if he even did anything wrong because what was done to him was terrible. I mean, he suffered. He kept telling the officer to stop. He couldn't breathe. And that bastard didn't listen. But what I'm not going to ignore the fact is a similar situation happened in France. So what is the agenda here? Okay? Can we please just wake the F up? There is an agenda. They want us divided. United we stand, divided we fall. The Bible says, and I'm not here to preach, but the Bible says it well too. It says, house divided will not stand. Our enemy, our real enemy that is unseen, okay? The one that pays for these actors, like, I'm not even sure, but the group that starts with an A, they're paid, guys. They're paid to go out and do this violence and start this crap. They're dishonoring this man and his family, doing what they're doing. Now there's peaceful protests, and I stand behind them all together because we need to get rid of this hatred. We need to get rid of racism. They really need to do better background checks on these type of officers that are corrupt. We have a lot of really good police officers who are against what happened as well, who have been a part of protests. I am proud of where I'm from, Camden, New Jersey. I lived in Woodland, which was pretty much part of Camden. And I grew up in a very mixed neighborhood. I mean, you walk across the street. I was in Camden, which is very mixed. Okay, and a high population of African American. And I was so proud. Those police officers marched with the community. I think they even did like like a cookout, a barbecue for, and was feeding everybody, giving them waters. That warms my heart. We are all people. I happen to be whiter than white. I'm mostly Irish. My ancestors were also, you know, abused, and a lot of racial stuff happened to Irish. And I'm not going to pretend that we still don't have racism, because guess what? It exists. So when I had mentioned what that African American pastor said, he was just making a point. The media is making it a black and white thing. Now, it very well could be that man was racist. But the pastor said, we don't know what was in that man's heart, so why are we already jumping onto the fact that it was racially motivated? He made a good point. Now, again, that doesn't mean it wasn't. Okay? I mean, it looks bad. And the media knows it. So they're just going to make it what it looks like. And what does that do? That causes anger. It also diverts our attention, doesn't it? So what's going on that they're trying to keep us from? And not to mention, this is election year. This has been the craziest 2020 ever. Or craziest year, I should say. It's only one 2020. It's just crazy. So, yeah, so basically she just took everything I said wrong and right away thought I was saying that it wasn't racially motivated. No, I was showing both sides of things and I was mainly attacking the media because all this is doing is dividing. And then you have the other side of the coin, right? Of people going, well, what about this person's life and that person's life? Well, now we're just still dividing. Well, we agree to disagree on some things and stand behind each other on others. Hate is real and it's horrible and it's ugly. And I stand behind all those that are protesting against it. There's also corruption and everything else that we need to fight. We need to fight against it. Anyway, so the other thing is how is it any different when we're calling all police officers pigs? I don't mean literally we, okay? Please don't twist my words like she did, whether it was on purpose or not. Because guess what? There's a lot of good police officers out there. I know them. Yeah, there's corruption. There's corruption everywhere, guys. You know that. If you're in town, you know it. Calling every police officer a pig, calling every Caucasian or white person, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't insult me any, calling them racist is no different than saying every African American, every black person is a hoodlum or whatever else people would call. That's not true. So it's no different. It is absolutely no different. So why do we want to pay hate with hate? It doesn't work. I think all of us can really look deep down inside ourselves and and see what we need to work on because we're all guilty of it. So I want you all to know, I think God, whether you believe in him or not, but this is my opinion, he has made a beautiful creation of many colors, many backgrounds, and it's a work of art. So I won't hate on any race, ethnicity, nothing. In fact, I like learning about cultures and stuff. I think it's beautiful. So this is Danielle, my baby. Celestial Piper, Soldier of the Watch. We'll see each other.